All right, guys. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about reducing debt. I'll give you guys a couple tips on that, but mainly we're gonna look at interest rates. Okay, what do I mean by fixed, adjustable, and things like that? Okay, so we're gonna look at that kind of stuff. Alright. So here is your warm-up picture. So my question to you is this: what do you think this artist is trying to say about college and debt? What kind of correlation is he, excuse me, are they trying to make with that? Okay, so think about it. Write your response because we're moving on in three, two, one. All right. Oops, sorry about that. So before we move on, this lesson in class would take a lot longer. So this one, since I'm not there, it's going to be a little bit shorter. Okay, but you are going to be required to do some math. Heaven forbid, but yes, you'll be asked to do some math, which is not that bad. Okay, don't worry, it's easy, simple, subtraction and things like that. Okay, so last week we were talking about paying off your debts and things like that, and how that helps out your credit. Now, the thing is, I've gotten a lot of students who were like, I know my parents are in debt. You know, I know I hear them. They talk about this. And then they don't think I'm listening. I know they're in debt. So what could they do to get out of debt? Well, guys, to be honest, one of the ones that really works, because I've tried it and I've advised some my friends and people I know to do this, and it really does seem to work. It's called debt stacking. Okay, so if you look at that picture up on top, basically what it is you get all your debts. Okay, you basically line them up. The ones that you owe the most, put those at the very bottom, and then just go up. Which ones you owe the second most? Things like that. You know, So you got your big payment, and then it gets a little bit lighter, lighter, lighter until you get to the one that's pretty close. So you're almost paying it off. So what you do then is, yeah, you pay what you usually pay on each one of them, right? Now, this is where it gets tough. This is where it takes some mental preparation and focus on your end. Basically, what you do is once you paid off that top one, let's say you only owed $1,000 on that particular credit card. You pay it off, right? You go 250, 250, 250, 250, and then you do another, 250 to pay off the last part of the interest. Now, instead of most people will take that 250 and go, oh, now I got extra $250. I'm gonna put that in my pocket. I'm gonna save up on that and buy this and that. No, 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 no. What you do is you take that money and you put it also to the next one. So if, let's say your next one is paying off your car. You only got like 5,000 left. You've been paying 250. Now instead of paying another just 250, now you get that other 250 from that first credit card, put it with your other payment for your car, and now instead of paying 250, you're paying 500. Putting 500, 500, 500, and soon that one's going to be done. And then you might be looking at your next big credit card that you maxed out on. You maxed out $5,000 on, $18,000, whatever it may be. And now let's say you've been paying another 250 on that. Instead of getting that 500 now, you basically add it. You just keep adding what you've been paying from the other one to the next one and the next one and the next one. And you're just going to be knocking off the debts, and then you're going to be building your credit, especially with credit cards and stuff like that, car loans and things like that. You're going to be building your credit at the same time you're going to be getting rid of your debt. Now, again, like I told you, it takes a lot of focus because the temptation of having, like, man, I have an extra $1,000 a month. I can buy this. I can buy that. I can go and do this. I can go on vacation. No, 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 guys. It takes a lot of focus for you to say, okay, no, no. I gotta pay off this debt. This money has to go to that. Okay. Now, I get, I get it. Life happens, you know, and sometimes, instead of paying, I have an extra $1,000. Some people, especially when they have kids, they can't say, I can't, I have to put that $1,000 into this next thing. Okay, I get it. You got kids, you got responsibilities, things like that. Fine. But still, you want to keep adding to the other one, to the other uh, bill that you have to pay. Add more to it so you can knock it off faster. Okay, so instead of paying the whole $1,000, maybe 750. Take that extra 250, and put it towards your kids. Things like that. Okay, I get that. Life happens, but you should not be like, oh, I need a new pair of Jordans. I'm gonna take this money from there. No, 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 no. Again, your kids, your responsibilities, those are needs. You need to take care of those. You need to get those things. Whereas brand new pair of shoes that you don't really need, that's a want. Okay, remember, wants, put that to the side. Now, some of you guys probably think about going to college, which is awesome, which is great. And you might be like, well, I want to be a lawyer. I want to do this. I want to do that. Okay, now, thing is, certain parts of education you might need to take on a student loan. Okay, there's no other way around it. I mean, yeah, Cal Grants and stuff like that will get you so far. Your FAFSA will get you so far, but you know, after a certain degree, it just gets too expensive that you can't rely on those things. You got to take out a loan, even if it's a small loan. And there's two types of loans. There's subsidized and unsubsidized. Now, if you don't have your bachelor's degree, so if you're still getting your associates or trying to get your bachelor's, you would be getting a subsidized loan. Now, what does that mean? Excuse me. Basically, your the Department of Education is paying off the interest on your loan. So the government's helping you out, which is nice because again, with your bachelor's degree, you're getting paid better, but you're not getting paid top dollar like if you had your master's or your doctorate's degree. Now, if you choose the other one, the government's not going to help you, and the interest is just going to keep building and building and building until you pay back the whole loan. Okay, so that one, yeah, it kind of hurts you to the side a little, but um, especially if you're going for your master's and doctorate's degree, you have to go through that. Now, why is that so important? Because the thing is, when you got a job, and a lot of jobs, especially in the corporate level, when you got your master's or doctorate's degree, you're going to get paid more. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I know it says on there it guarantees a higher pay. Does it always? Yes and no. Okay. Because jobs like, let's say, teachers, for a great example, I know some teachers who have their master's degree, and yeah, they get paid better than other teachers. But in the whole scheme of things, all the other jobs that where you get masters, those jobs are getting paid up here. Okay. Now, again, why do people like teachers do this? Because we love our jobs, things like that. And some people are, it's not all about the money, it's about fulfilling basically like a calling, and that's what teaching is. And again, guys, I've been saying this for years and years and years. If you're going to a job just because it makes money and you don't actually like that job, you're going to be miserable. Okay. You're going to be completely miserable and your whole focus is going to be just on money. It's the only reason I'm doing it for the money, for this paycheck. And you're not going to do a good job. You're not going to like your job. You're going to resent having that job for so many years. And then and I've seen it where people basically go, well, heck, if it wasn't for me with this job, I could have been doing this, I could have been doing that, and they blame other people for their choice of I got this job because I got money. And thing is, guys, I know a lot of people think, oh, money buys me happiness. It can get you things, but wouldn't you rather have a job where you can be happy to go to, you know, instead of like, oh God, I had to go to work, you know? So that's the thing. You got to find out what makes you happy. Go with that. All right. So here is where you guys got to do a little bit of math. So basically, what this is showing you if you took out like a $17,000 loan, what would happen as time went by? Let me raise up my video thing. There we go. All right. And how long did it take you to pay that off? Okay. So $17,000 loan. The minimum payments they're asking you for $142. Okay. $142. Um, the red line represents if you paid a $50 extra, $50 a month more. So instead of 142, you're paying 192. And then the green line represents if you doubled that minimum payment. So instead of 142, you're paying 284. Okay. So look at that blue line and see where it says total interest. That's how much, with the percentage to pay it off, how much you're going to pay the total amount. Okay. That's extra because they're going to get their $17,000 back, but you're going to be paying $8,000 more extra. And then look at the months at the bottom, where it says 10, 20, 30, 40, all that stuff. That's how many months it takes you to pay it off. Look how much sooner you could pay off a $17,000 loan if you put double payment, and look at the total interest on each one you be paying. Now remember, the interest is the extra you're paying because again, they're going to get their $17,000 back. It's the interest is how much extra you're going to be paying. Okay, so go ahead. I think there's like three questions on this. So do the math. What's the difference between the blue and red, the red and green, the blue and green? Do the math. What's the difference? Okay. Now we're talking about the total. So 70,000 plus and then the interest and then subtract it from the other ones. Okay. Or you can simply take the interest, do the easy way, just go separate the interest because no matter what, you're going to be paying $17,000. So all of them, we could just throw that to the side. What's the difference in the interest? Okay. All right. So when you're taking out a loan, whether it's for a car, house, or whatever, they have these two types. There's a fixed and then there's the adjustable rates. Now, the fixed rate means the interest rate doesn't change the entire time you pay it back. Whereas the adjustable, the rates change monthly, quarterly, however, excuse me, it's stated in the little contract that you wrote out, but it's based off the economic conditions at that time. All right. Now here's the thing. A lot of people like to go with fixed, which is okay, which is totally fine. Because the thing is, it's like, hey, it's a straight number all the way through. You just got to pay a certain amount, things like that. Now, why would somebody ever go with adjustable? Well, there's several reasons why. Okay. Um, the thing is, some people take out a loan. They think, well, I could pay it back quick, fast, and in a hurry. You know, and the adjustable rates, the percentage is really low. So some people might take it, saying, you know what, I could pay this off in 3 months, and in 3 months, that's when the rates adjust. So I could pay it off. I could pay it off. So they would go with the adjustable because hey, I could pay it off at a lower percentage in this short amount of time. But again, here's the problem. Some people who do that don't take into consideration the variables of life. What might happen? The tires in your car might bust and things like that. Now you have to get four new tires. You know, your grandma's sick. The gas all of a sudden shoots up. The price of gas automatically shoots up way high in the air. You know, and that takes away from you. And so you have to be careful. Okay. But if you know for a fact you're going to take a long time paying back this loan, so when you take like a mortgage out on your house, um, when you buying a car and you know, hey, this is going to take me a while to pay back, go with the fixed. Okay, never the adjustable, especially when it's a really long time you're going to have to pay it off. Okay, and like I said, the best thing to do to all, I mean, honestly, ask yourself is this: ask yourself, how long will it take me to pay this? If it's a short time, sure, you could gamble on the adjustable rates, sure, that's up to you, you know, or you can go with the fixed. Okay, just ask yourself how long would it take, and then again, the answer would be clear as day right there for you. Now, this is one I got from a student a couple years ago, asking me, "What's an APR?" I see this on the commercials for cars and stuff like that. APR is annual percentage rate. It's basically a broad measure of the cost borrowed and then the interest rate. Okay. Now, the thing is, what they don't tell you is if you, and they do actually, but it's really fine print. It says per month. So when people see 2.6%, they think, oh man, that's really good. You know, that's really good. I'm going to take that. Here's the problem: 2.6 per 12 months is not that good, guys. It's not good at all. Okay. Now, I give you a little breakdown right there of what we're looking at. Okay. So, excellent credit. It's between 10.3 to 12.5. Good credit, 13.5 to 15.5. Average credit, 17.8 to 19.8. Poor credit, you're looking at 28.5 to 32. Now, how does that look like to you? Like this: if you ever go to a car place and you get a car and they say, okay, the APR is going to be zero point 0.9, you know, right? So what you do is take that zero point 0.9 times it by 12 and you get a 12.8, which is not bad. That's really good. Okay. But if you come in and they say, oh, your APR is 2.6, and you times it by 12, you're like, wait, that's 31.2. And if you look on the scale, that's bad credit. So if you have really good credit score and they tell you, oh, your APR is going to be a 2.5, 2.6, you can tell them, no, no, that needs to be lowered. I have great credit score, so my APR should be less than 1%, you know, at max, like 1.1, 1.2. That should be the max. I mean, we're talking top, if you have excellent credit score. If you don't, then yeah, you're going to be in the 1%, 2%, things like that. Okay. But if you have really good credit, that they say all the time, you get 0.89 per, APR percent. Okay. And again, that's 12 months. You have to times it by 12. Okay. Like I said, a lot of people get fooled with it by looking at it and going, oh, it's 2.6. That's a good percentage. That's per month, guys. Okay. All right. So here's my question to you. Between the debt stacking, which is again when you list all the debts you have from the biggest to the smallest, and then you just once you pay one off, you move it to the next one, or doubling your minimum payment. So remember that graph, the chart? Between those two, which one seems more like makes more sense to you? Like, I think I can see that one working a lot better than that one. So which one of those two that gets rid of debt, because they both do, um, which one do you think makes more sense to you? Which one can you see like in reality that one makes more sense? That one looks like it works better. Okay. And explain why. Okay. So once you finished, that's it for you guys. Okay. Now, if you are in class, be sure you finish your vocab. You guys should have, I think now you should have all 6 words now, if you didn't have it already. Um, your research, you should be basically done with it. I mean, it's not that hard, but if you're not, be sure you get that done like sometime this week. Okay, so that's why you guys can get it done, over with, things like that. Okay. Um, we'll be doing, if I remember right, we'll be talking about how to get a job either next class or next week after, next week. Excuse me about that. So okay, guys. So you guys take care. You be safe, and I'll see you guys later. Okay.